Alright guys, we got a Triton by Voltage. It's actually a newer coach. I think it's a 2017. Again, years aren't really my thing. Actually, it might be an 18. At any rate, his brand new tires blew out. So he has a spare tire on here. And his lug nuts, one of his lugs broke off when he was changing out his tire. Neither the tire manufacturer nor the trailer manufacturer wanted to touch any of this damage. They're not going to cover any of it. Luckily, he didn't actually cause too much damage on the exterior. The only thing there really is some of the supports right there, a little bit of the metal, and right there. And the only other real damage is the wheel well itself. The Darko material got ripped up. So it was just a pure tread separation. The tire still had air in it. But surprise, the factories didn't want to help out. So he took it for an estimate at his dealer, and it was a very high estimate for what is fairly minimal damage. And I'll show you what I do on those blowouts just to prevent future damage. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is just take the belt line molding back to here. Take the fender well off, and then this fender skirt's actually seamed, so I just have to take that back off to there. I don't really have to, but what I want to do is I'm going to be lining this in the wheel well right here. I want to get that metal that I'm going to put in the wheel well behind right here, so it's fairly water resistant. That'll give me a better chance to look at all this anyways. Then I'll take the tire off, likely get a new drum. Since two of those broke, I don't know how the condition of the other ones are. It doesn't make much sense to me to replace two lugs that broke so easily. Alright. Alright, well here it is with the metal off. Let's see. The screw just sticking out right there for no real reason. I guess it's supposed to be screwed up. Probably pulled out. There's your fender supports. Now you can see what's kind of going on underneath here a little bit more. So all I'm going to do, I'll cut a piece of aluminum to go from this gusset underneath to this gusset. Wrap around the front right here, and then it'll go back underneath the frame flange right here. Seal all the way around. I'll just rubberize undercoat it, and then it'll keep it all pretty well weatherproof from the tire flinging up water or mud. But yeah, you can see they don't even bother taking the decal backer off here. They're just trying to get these things out as fast as they can. You see the sidewall, they didn't get the Luan matched up to the phone very well. Just cramming these things out as fast as they can. I don't blame them. People are buying them. All right. Okay. Got all that. This is just the Darko material is what they call it. It's a weatherproof, breathable material. It's really just ground landscaping ground cloth. That's what I found. So I've cut all that out. You can see it's been damaged right in here. The subfloor itself is right here. It's not damaged. There's a little bit of foam missing, but that's just nominal. So all I'm going to do is measure out the aluminum that's going to go in here. I'll bend it so it comes right here. I took the screws out that were going through the frame so I can run those through the aluminum that I'm going to put on. He did point out that as all his tail lights stopped working after this point, and that's likely because he's missing a set of wires that got pulled back in there. Hopefully I can find it relatively easily. And if you look inside here, see, so they run through that aluminum channel with no grommet. All right, up through this aluminum, again with no grommet. And this is how I would probably do it on site, but you'd think a factory would do a little bit better than that. So I'll throw some silicone and all of that so that the wires are at least not going to be being pinched by aluminum. Okay. All right, so here's a quick overview where we're at. I did put some foam in here just so I didn't have to not put foam in there. I got my metal all bent out. It's some nicer, I don't remember what gauge this is. aluminum. It is painted black already. I'll be putting some rubberized undercoating on it anyways. So basically what I'm going to do is I'll lay a bead of sealant all the way around under here, and then shove this panel in and then screw it in. There's some framing right here I can screw into, obviously, and then right in here. But the sealant, this is really just a splash guard anyways. It's not structural. It's just to protect the subfloor underneath. So that's the next step. Well, everything doesn't always go right, but we're pretty good. So it's tucked in underneath right there. I've gone ahead and put another bead of sealant on top of it. So I'm underneath both gussets and underneath the frame back there. Then I ran some more screws, one there, two in the middle, and the one on the end right there. Last thing I have to do is drill a hole right there for the wire and a hole underneath for the wire, and then seal all that up. You can see the screws I just put in right here. They're just taper-headed screws. They'll be behind the metal and then behind the fender. So if anything, this is a lot more weatherproofing than the factory would have had right here. You can see how it goes. So just have to put it back together now. All right, well, I fished out the broken wire. So the green wire was way too short, and the other green wire still too short. Even these wires are too short. So what I'm going to do is extend these wires, secure them. I still have to drill a hole to the metal I put in and a hole to the metal I put in down here to route the wires through. I got some loom. I'll put some loom around it, and then I seal it all up. And then hopefully it should be better than factory, right? And then I can put this whole thing back together before the wind blows everything away. But it's still there. It's still safe. I've got the green wire. So this is let's see, the brand new green wire is the one that was too short down below, so I extended it out. This is actually a tail marker from the front. Okay, and this is tail marker to the back. That's why I didn't have any tail markers at the back. So then I just to go ahead, and this is just going to be ground. So that's the only wires that actually were hooked up were ground, but they weren't hooked up to anything anyways. So I went ahead and extend them through the harness right here, or through the wall. These will just go straight to that light, and then this I should be able to tuck back into there, get some loom on this, and then I can put this back together. Well, we almost got it all back together now. So the light's on, harness is secured and sealed. Got it secured there. I was going to rubberize undercoat this, but because I used the black aluminum, it honestly looks just fine. I think if I rubberize undercoat, it'll make the frame look bad. So I'm not going to do that. And I just have to put the belly back together and seal this up, put the fender on, and check back with me when it's done. All right, and with that, it's done. So I just sealed the top of this, and ends right around there. I did seal the light. It doesn't make any sense to seal the light, but I did seal it. And then I did move this up probably about ½ an inch, which honestly, now that it's up, it's in the framing that was right there. So it's in there really quite sturdy now. And then we can look underneath. This is all you're gonna see from underneath. Doesn't look like much. Now it's not a big gaping hole. Should keep the weather off of it now when the tire flings up mud and water. Now I just have to do the hub, but that's for another time. Thanks a lot. Bye.